Good Sunday morning, folks, and thanks for joining us on Inside the Valley. I hope you all are having a fantastic weekend. Joining us now, we are talking to Lilia Garcia. Now, we are talking about a Fandango event with the Museum of South Texas History. Now, this one is a very interesting one, as they all are, but this one, I think, hits very, very close to home, and a lot of people can, you know, feel a little bit of nostalgia with this one. So, Lilia, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, talk a little bit about the Museum of South Texas History first. I know maybe not very many people might not know about it, but I think a lot of people do, and it is quite a gem.
It really is a gem. The Museum of South Texas is such a special place, and you are so right. Unfortunately, there are so many people in the Valley that have never had the experience, and so I'm glad I have this time, and thank you for that.
Of course.
It really showcases the unique history of South Texas as well as northern Mexico. The Valley is so unique, and it really tries to show our agriculture past, it tries to show our future, but it really tries to showcase that wonderful blending of cultures here in the Valley and what's emerged, and something that is a really special place to all. And it really, if you haven't visited the museum, I urge everyone, please go by. It is a total special world-class museum, and it's here in here in Edinburgh, but it really is for the Valley and for northern Mexico, and it's spectacular.
Definitely, and you'd be able to, you know, be surprised by some of the things you'd find out that you know do originate here, and some of the information that you would just not expect, you know, would come from the Valley. But it's really great. Now, talk to us about this Fandango, the Friday Night Lights. Now, I think that's a really interesting, and I think it's the perfect kind of topic to cover.
Well, Friday Night Lights, I think that's legendary all over Texas, but it is something that's very special in the Valley. I mean, you all have your special, you know, football broadcasts on Friday nights, and this idea of Friday Night Lights, I mean, high school football's been legendary in the Valley since, I mean, for almost 100 years. And so what the museum has done is taken an iconic, special, very unique Texas thing, but really special here in South Texas, and made it the theme. And so Fandango is this great event to benefit the museum, especially the educational programs. And you come, you celebrate high school football. And so many people don't realize, you know, we've been doing high school football in the Valley for over 100 years.
Wow.
And so you're going to come, you're going to see special exhibits of the museum. I think they've been showing some photos, old gridiron photos. But, you know, you get to come, you get to enjoy some of that, some of the rah-rah, sis boom ba type of thing. And but you get to also bid at Fandango on some wonderful events that people all over the Valley have donated, and then some really special high type of prizes you get to do a live auction on, and very unique and very special here in the Valley. We're also going to be doing an online auction during Friday Night Lights. So you don't have to actually physically be there. You could actually start bidding the night before Fandango. So Fandango starts at 6:30 on October 6th, but you could actually start bidding online October 5th. So we urge everybody, call the museum, you know, register, and some great prizes out there. That's not great gifts. I shouldn't say prizes.
Of course, no, but it all benefits the museum, which is so important to kind of keep it around and kind of keep adding on to that history that's there. So many of you can go on out and kind of participate in this event, but not only give back and to kind of cultivate a piece of your history and kind of make yourself, you know, helpful in that sense. But no, this is very interesting. I love this Friday Night Lights theme. Now, some of the photos that we did able to see, I thought it was amazing, and it's some of those photos that you see, maybe it's your ancestors or your great-grandfathers or your great-grandparents, to kind of be able to see all of that. I think it's so fascinating.
It is very cool. And we're actually, there's going to be yearbooks out there from about 1916 from all over the Valley. So you might find your grandparents. Oh, wow. You might find your great-grandparents. Old cheerleaders,
wow.
The whole Friday Night Lights, the whole Texas experience, even the band. Band is such a big part. So you might see your ancestors in some of these football exhibits, and museum type of exhibits might be somehow related to you. It's very special. And I think, you know, and it's really interesting that football was picked as this theme. Every year Fandango picks a new theme. And so this year they're giving the special nod to football. But it's really special, and I was thinking about this. I am a professor, so I get a little professorish. But what ends up happening is when you think about football, very Texas, very American. But in the Valley, so many of our sports heroes show the uniqueness of our Hispanic culture as well. And so you have the great big quarterback who has this great Hispanic family behind him. And so that's that mixing of South Texas that's so unique. You could be a cowboy, you know, in the weekends, and then you were on Friday nights the big quarterback hero. And it didn't matter if your last name was whatever. And that's what the Museum of South Texas wants to show, that really unique South Texas history. Definitely. And so Friday Night Lights, everybody come.
That's amazing. No, that's amazing. You know, as a committee member, how has it been kind of planning this? Because I know you mentioned, you know, you guys all do pick a topic every year, a new one. And of course you mentioned Friday Night Lights. Like it really is a special kind of thing for the Valley itself. So how was it kind of planning this and kind of going through all of this and creating these different exhibits and all of that?
Well, it's been really interesting. This is my first time. I am on the advisory board, and this is my first committee for the Museum of South Texas. I've actually been away from the Valley for a while, so it's really exciting to be back.
Yeah, what a way to bring you back,
to see all this happening. But you know, to work on there, go out to the community, talk to people and say, would you be interested, perhaps donating? And you wouldn't believe the response. It's been incredible. Valley-wide, I have people from down in Brownsville that have donated, the Camille Playhouse from Brownsville that had just finished an incredible run of Mamma Mia, and they're donating season tickets. Wow. You have people from the island that are donating artwork. So you have people from Mission. So it really is Valley-wide. So that's what we're encouraging. You know, it's not just Edinburgh, and Edinburgh is fantastic, but it's everybody.
That's the best part, yeah.
That's the so going out there has been really cool to know that people appreciate that history and want to donate it.
And that is something very special, you know, with the Valley that I've experienced myself, is that they are all very, it's very close-knit. It is very much so like a family. The entire Valley really is, and they're very giving. They always want to help. They always want to do something. And even speaking so to folks that may not even be from Texas, but we always want to help and lend a helping hand no matter what. So it really is fascinating, and I think it's fantastic that you all are doing this Friday Night Lights. I think it's so interesting, and always going back in history and being able to see like a sneak peek of what you missed out on or something, and where you are now.
Yeah. Well, and I think especially, and one of the big things that Fandango is donating to, the museum has two big events. In the spring, it has the Heritage Ranch Gala. But in the fall, the Fandango, it's really going to, for example, educational programs. 15,000 students actually come, plus 15,000 students come to the museum. And so many children don't realize the background of the Valley, you know, that ranch background or farming background. We're so used to the city, so the museum brings that to the Valley.
Yeah.
And for Winter Texans, but it's for everybody. And I really hope everybody at least, you know, calls up the museum, registers for Fandango, and if you can't physically be there, online bidding is available. The tables are going to be $2,500 to $1,500.
Okay.
But there are individual tickets available.
Perfect.
And you know, with the tables and with the ticket membership comes different things. I think if you go for the big one, the $2,500, you get a waiter and very specialized, you know, kind of attention. You get to sit right up at the live auction, but 1,500 tables are awesome as well.
Of course,
and individual tickets, just going in there, you're going to walk in, you're going to see a little bit of the museum, you're going to see a little bit of the football exhibit, and then you're going to have, you know, football on steroids, so to speak. It's going to be real exciting. You get to wonderfully talk to people from all over the Valley. This event has a long history. There's a lot of repeat visitors that come.
That's amazing.
And they love it. And so we're trying to get new people come, you know, check out Fandango.
Of course.
Enjoy it. It is a party. That's what the whole name is, Fandango.
Of course, yeah.
With just a little football theme. And we're saying, you know, wear your high school colors. I'm a St. Joe
I love it,
bloodhound,
yeah.
so I'll be in red and white.
Okay.
But I'm sure Edinburgh and McAllen and Brownsville, you know,
Just
all
everybody,
alumni.
yeah.
And even if it's not a Valley football team, you know, come in your high school, wear your colors.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. It sounds like a great, great event. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for this opportunity for the
course.
museum. And come to Fandango.
Yeah, of course, come to Fandango. Now, of course, folks, we've been running the number and different websites. Of course, go and register if you cannot go to Fandango and be there present. Go register online, that way you can bid, and of course all that will be giving back to the museum, which of course is most important. So thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, folks, well, when we come back, we are talking about the inaugural Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk, a very important event, how you can become a part of it when we return.